him in a couple of minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing is very proud to bring you 4 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division. On the bell, our timekeeper, John Smith. In charge of the action, a star referee, Mr. Ian John Lewis. Introducing in the red corner, wearing blue shorts with white trim. Official weight, 12 stone, 1 pound 6 ounce. Coming to the ring this evening in his 10th professional contest, known as the Black Warrior from Manchester, Yailton Neves. In the blue corner, wearing red with gold. On the scales, 12 stone, 3 pounds, 3 ounces. A perfect record. 2 contests, 2 wins. Both wins coming inside round number 2 from Boars, Gifford, Essex, Danny Dignum.
Boxers? I'm the referee. I obey my command at all times. You both know the rules. Watch the heads, keep the punches up. And when I shout break, you break clean. And remember, defend yourselves at all times. Shake hands.
So into the first, they're scheduled for 4. Super middleweight Danny Dignum in the red and gold. Yailton Neves in the blue and white. And what do you know about Dignum, Spence? Because as I was outlining there, the pedigree, the ability is definitely there. But he's able to go about his business at the minute without any real pressure.
Yeah, he's boxing lovely at the moment, Dignum. He comes from the GB squad. He's a great amateur, never quite made it to the Olympics. Good southpaw. Watched him progressing as a pro, slipped into the pro ranks nicely. Now, what the amateurs do now, why they can convert so quickly is because they box without the head guards and stuff now, so it's not such a difficult transition. And Dignum, we've seen do that and do it with ease. He's got a lovely straight left hand that he throws through the middle, picks his shots well. But this seems to be an interesting contest for Dignum here, and a little step up for him. Nerves not here to make up the numbers.
Southpaw against southpaw. Neves every now and again just throws in a little switch. Turns those feet square almost, kind of did there really as he threw the left hand. He's only been stopped a couple of times, Yailton Neves, in his 8 defeats. Dignum trying to pin him into the neutral corner just away to our left-hand side. No stoppages coming against Liam Conroy, who fights for the English light heavy title before too long, and Curtis Valentine, who's got pretty heavy hands, so no disgrace in either of those two.
Yeah, nice start here from Dignum, taking the centre of the ring, working everything behind that southpaw jab. Heads just clashed together there, but working everything well behind the jab, picking his shots well, throws his punches in good clusters. Big shot there though from Nerves, just seems to stiffen the legs of Dignum a bit. And again,
another big left hand there from Neves over the top. He just stepped into the first one, found him, and then did it again in heavier fashion, actually, the second time around. He's taken them fine, Dignum there, but he's just got to be a little bit careful. He's maybe dropping that lead hand a bit or not bringing it back quick enough when he jabs, and I think that's what Neves is looking for. He maybe brings it back a little bit low.
Yeah, just pushing out that jab, and he's leaving that hand low, and there's no head movement from Dignum either, so he's there sitting in the pocket for that left hand through the middle. Now he really needs to adjust on that. He needs to get that right hand tight, needs to start moving the head and shuffling in and out with his feet. At the moment, he just seems to be sitting in that pocket, moving nowhere, and he's allowing Nerves to get off, and a dangerous left hand again coming through there. Dignum got to be careful here.
Well, Neves is walking a tightrope at times himself. He's standing square every now and again, was there again, weight back on his heels and got clipped, the head just snapping back. This has been a good, entertaining first round. Neves has not come here just to try and survive by the look of it. He's come here to give it a real crack.
Nice uppercut on the bell there from Dignum.
Kevin Lilly in the corner, let's have a quick listen. Well, let's have a look at some of the action from earlier in the round. There's that left hand.
Yeah, lovely left hand through the middle, and that's where Dignum was just sitting there. Look where the right hand is. He's got his right hand down low, sitting in the pocket, no head movement, and we see the legs just stiffen up a little bit there. And we see that from Neves a couple of times in that opening round. Good action from both guys getting their success. And you're right, Neves hasn't come here to make up the numbers. He's come here to win this evening and make a statement against a kid that's highly talented. And people think it's going to go a long way. So this still very interesting time in this contest.
So into the second round, there wasn't much between them in that first round. Those couple of big left hands that Neves landed might have turned the head there of referee Ian John Lewis. It was a tight one anyway. Just fainting a little bit with that front foot there, Neves, looking to try and set up that big bombing overhand left.
Yeah, that's what Neves needs to do. He needs to draw Dignum in. Dignum seems to be coming in straight lines, and again, that left hand again. And this is good work from Dignum, just trying to retaliate with a combination of punches.
He's just rushing it a bit, maybe, Dignum, as he comes forward. He's kind of shutting his own space down a bit. That was a nice jab, though. Both just trading hooks there. They made contact with each other's gloves. But they were thrown with plenty of intent, that's for sure.
Yeah, Dignum still carrying that right hand quite low. I'd like to see him get that tighter, start creating some openings, moving the head. He seems to be going forward in straight lines and really sort of rolling the dice, taking the gamble on landing his own left hand.
Left to the body there from Dignum.
Yeah, Dignum just holding centre of the ring here, just looking for that left hand himself, and lands it. A good shot there, and Neves just forced to cover up.
Just chopped down with the left hand. He made good contact. And then as he was looking to throw another one, Neves just dipped at the waist and managed to move in and grab hold of him, which was a good ploy. He turned completely square there, Neves, as he came forward with the left hand. Missed wildly, really, but I don't think Dignum was really expecting quite an unorthodox manoeuvre and couldn't do much about it.
Well, I think it was a nice little shuffle out from the feet from Dignum that just made him sort of fall forward and stumble. But another good, entertaining round. Both guys really trading. There's not much in the way of defence from either man at the moment. Makes for an entertaining contest, but you know, if they're looking to move on into title contention, they really need to start working on the defence.
Gives that right uppercut there, Dignum, just as Neves is on his way in. He got quite a lonely figure, actually, at the weigh-in yesterday, Neves. He was down by himself. Didn't really seem to have anybody there looking after him. The corner have arrived today.
He hasn't come to make up the numbers, has he, Neves? He's really come and give it a go here. He's landing some good shots. Dignum may be doing enough to win the round, but Neves certainly playing his part in a great second round.
Neves looking to try and get on the jab himself there. Dignum just shaking those arms out of touch, just trying to get nice and loose.
Interesting stuff coming from the corner of Dignum there, just telling him to stop jumping in, and that's great instructions, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's going forward in straight lines, jumping in, and it's dangerous because Neves is really loading up with that left hand through the middle. Now Dignum jumps onto one of those, and this contest really could be over, so he has to be careful. You know, he's got a wealth of experience. He's campaigned at the top level in the amateurs, and he needs to bring some of that to the professional ranks, show a little bit that defence he learnt as an amateur, show the footwork that he learnt, because he's sort of neglecting that at the moment. He's looking to make a statement against Neves, and it's sort of not really working. Yes, Dignum's winning the rounds, but he's taking a lot of chances for me.
He's got a bit of a swelling up on the corner of that right eye where that left hand has been landing on exactly the spot where you would imagine it's landed 2-3 times. It's not really closing the eye, it's just kind of a little bit further back than that. But it's evidence of the success that Neves has had.
There's that left hand again from Neves, really looking to load up with that, isn't he now? Dignum, this is where he needs to feint some of the shots, try and draw the lead of Neves and then let go with the combinations himself. He throws punches in good clusters, but at the moment he's trying to load up and he's trading with shots like that really is dangerous because they're both just sitting in the pocket and they're there to be hit.
And John Lewis is getting between the two of them there. The corner telling Dignum that he was loading up too much, as you've been saying actually in the first couple of rounds yourself, Spencer, and he's maybe just looking a little bit more circumspect, a little bit more considered in this round so far, but you sense that a big blitz, a big volley's never far away.
Well, this is better work from Dignum. We just see the shuffle of the feet there going in and out, and that will make it a lot easier for him. He's the prospect here, and he's the one that's sort of trying to make a statement, but Neves has really come to win this contest, and he's making things difficult for Dignum. That's because Dignum's trying too hard to impress, and he's getting caught with those left hands over the top.
He's got good reflexes, Neves. There was some really good work on the ropes there, just above us and then on the far side of the ring too, where he's just got his gloves down, but he was just taking his weight back. And he's doing it again there. He's missed a couple of punches, avoided a couple of punches by fractions, and that's real skill on his part.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Neves, if I'm honest. I didn't expect him to have so much movement. I didn't expect him to have such a great repertoire of punches. He throws shots from all angles. He steps back and really drives that left hand through. So he really is a live opponent, a dangerous opponent.
Dignum with the left hand and then went with the right to the body. Found himself in a kind of strange position in terms of his feet, so just grabbed hold of his man. Neves hasn't thrown a lot in this round, that's one thing you could say. He's shown us some good defensive skills, but maybe he's keeping something in the tank for one all-out blitz in the final round, the fourth and final round.
Yeah, I think what Neves is doing, he's trying to draw Dignum into a fight. He's trying to draw him in for that left hand. But Dignum just showing his experience, just taking his time now, just shuffling his feet in and out, and he's making it much harder for Neves to land anything.
Well, he made his debut at Wembley Arena last November, then boxed in the Next Gen show in March, both comfortable wins. So midway through this contest, well, it's at a very interesting stage, shall we say. He's proved to be a good opponent here, Yailton Neves. I don't think Danny Dignum would have known all that much about him. We're heading into the fourth and final round. I said we're midway through the contest, so I just correct myself on that one. It's gone quickly, this, and I wouldn't have minded if they could have extended this from 4 to 6, to be honest.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a real entertaining contest. Both guys have brought something to the table. Both guys have come to win, and Neves has expected far expected anything that we thought he was going to do. He's really come to give it a go. He's landed some good left hands, and Dignum has showed us that he's had to sort of get himself together a little bit and adjust, and he showed us that he can change through the contest.
Seconds out, fourth and final round. 3 minutes, Dan. Let's go.
Fourth and final round. It's been a good fight so far between these two. Danny Dignum in the red and gold, Yailton Neves in the blue and white. Just reaching for that left hand to the body there, Neves, but Dignum managing just to take the feet back.
Yeah, Dignum just seems to have settled down now, and he's taking his time, working behind the jab, getting the feet moving better. That's better head movement as well. We didn't see that in the first couple of rounds. I think Dignum thought he had an easier job on than he did, and he maybe took Neves lightly because he seems to be settling into it now. He's boxing much better than we saw in the first couple of rounds.
Heads almost coming together there. They were both stepping in and throwing backhands. There's a little bit of damage around the left eye rather, of Neves as well, but nothing to get excited about. Left hand there from Dignum just caught Neves as he was sinking onto his back foot, looking for a right to the body.
Just starting to find the range now, Dignum. Neves got to be careful, he's carrying those hands very low. He's put up a great contest. It'd be a shame to see him get caught in this last round.
Just got popped with a kind of right-hand lead. He was in an orthodox stance there, just briefly, Neves. He's got a little bit of variety, a little bit of skill, of talent that maybe you don't think he's necessarily going to have, but he's a little bit of a box of tricks in there. He's been difficult to deal with.
Yeah, he certainly has. You don't sort of really know what he's going to do next. He's been moving around, he's been loading up with shots, he's been pushing forward. Real good contest for Dignum at this stage of his career, a real learning contest, and these are the type of fights that you really pick a lot from, you know, when you're moving through those ranks and when you move up to title contention. And I think, you know, he's going to look back on this Dignum and see this as a real good learning curve.
Just had the one win, Neves. He's been in the away corner. That came last November at York Hall, another fight away from home. Stopped Ryan Maycock. He was 1-0 at the time in the first round. Just slightly hesitant there, Dignum. He felt that he had Neves lined up for a left hand and then changed his mind.
Good head movement again from Neves there, showing good foot movement, good mobility, slipping from side to side and making things difficult for Dignum in this last round. Yes, Dignum's winning the round. He's pushing forward and just seems to be more comfortable now, just seems to have settled down more. But Neves playing his part in a good round here as well.
Well, final few seconds. Bell goes. And it was an entertaining fight, that one as well. Another good tussle on the undercard. This will go to the card of referee Ian John Lewis, of course. Dignum, the fighter on the front foot for the majority, shipped a couple in the first round, but generally looked to be in control of it, you would say. He didn't really land all that much because he's hard to hit, Neves, basically. Yeah,
Neves was giving good head movement, wasn't he? And he was a real bag of tricks, throwing shots from unusual angles, dangerous with that left hand through the middle. Caught Dignum early in the first round, caught him again in the second round with those left hands through the middle. Dignum had to adapt, adjust, and he done that. So that shows the class, so it shows the signs of a good fighter to be able to adapt for a contest. Dignum done that, and for me, ran away a clear winner in those last couple of rounds. But Neves put up a great contest.
OK, let's go to our MC, Craig Stephen.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee, Mr. Ian John Lewis, will bring together both boxers. We go to a referee score totals. After 4 rounds of boxing, 40 points to 36. In favour of the winner, still undefeated, Danny Dignum.
So Danny Dignum gets the result, 40 points to 36, so 4 rounds to 0. One of those scorecards that doesn't really tell you the whole story about what happened in that fight. You look at that on BoxRec maybe and think that that was a really pretty straightforward one for Danny Dignum, but that wouldn't really tell the story, would it, Spence? Neves has come here and done a good job and given him a good test, and Dignum will definitely have learned something in there tonight.
Oh, massively. You know, Dignum come out there to make a statement here this evening on the big stage. He went and he tried to get rid of Neves early. Neves showed that he's a great fighter, showed that he was a real bag of tricks, and he taught Dignum something there. Dignum showed great class to be able to switch it around after a couple of rounds. He sort of readjusted, took his time more, picked his shots more, started using his feet, shuffling in and out, and that was much more impressive, and that's the Dignum that we know. Maybe a little bit over-anxious to start with, but showed his class in the end, and a great performance and a great learning curve.
Danny, we were just saying that Yailton Neves was a handful. He was a box of tricks. He was difficult to pin down, and that was a good learning fight for you.
Yeah, I mean, I boxed terrible, but I got the win, and doing the 4 rounds for the first time was good experience. And fair play to Yailton. He's a slippery customer.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying that, you know, you showed great ability to be able to adapt for a contest, and not a lot of fighters can do that. The class ones can do that, and you seem to do that. You seem to be over keen when you started. You went out there, looked to get rid of Neves early. That didn't work. You got caught with a couple of left hands through the middle, but then after a couple of rounds, you settled down and turned it around into your contest. I mean, showed good maturity to do that.
Yeah, I think it's just a lack of experience. I mean, my last 2 opponents, I'd stopped him in the second round. And going in there, I wasn't looking to stop him, but, you know, it's having that experience, knowing when to try and stop him, when to box smart. So it's all learning.
So you'll take a little bit of a break now. What would you like to do early next season? Just get out as much as possible?
Yeah, experience is the main thing for me. I mean, it's only my third fight. Weren't the best of fights, but if I can box again another 2 or 3 times before the end of the year, then hopefully you'll see the best of me.
6th rounder next, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm fit enough for a 6th rounder. That's the first time I've been 4 rounds. So we'll see what happens, see what Eddie says.
Yeah, I mean, interesting you say there, you know, it wasn't your best fight, but what you will do from this, and this is what I can say to you, is that you'll take a lot of experience from that, and you'll look back on this contest and you'll see that you learned so much from it. These are the ones that take you on to that next level, and you need to go through those, and you just, you know, you take that away, you have a look at the contest, see what the mistakes that you made, and you won't make them next time. So I think, you know, overall it showed that it was a good performance.
Yeah, thanks, yeah. Thank you. I just want to say as well, I want to dedicate this fight to one of my best friends that died, Billy Yailton. That's for you, Bill.
Well, Danny, well said. Thanks very much for joining us. Go away, have a good break in the summer. I think you've been a little bit hard on yourself there, but I know you boys are always your most fierce critics.